Christy's Beautiful Life, and today is Thursday, so it's the 4th Thursday of September. So Jen and I are doing another lifted episode. This time Jen picked this the layout that we're going to do, and it is based off of a Shimille Lane layout. We have been wanting to do something with one of Shimille's many amazing layouts for a while now, so we finally picked one. This one is near and dear to me because of the fact that her layout that we're lifting from has tons of journaling, and I am all about the journaling. So sorry, I am filming this while my son is home, and so if you can hear music, by the way, it's just he's listening to nursery rhymes, so I apologize. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm all about the journaling. So I have these two photos here, and they are of myself and Jackson is looking at I did Project Life for 1 year, and that is what he's looking at, and I just love that he's looking at my scrapbooks. So I want to document this, and I'm going to have a lot of journaling, so this is going to work well. So those are my photos, and then I'm kind of thinking, I'm working on using up some scraps. I'm really determined to get some scraps used. The more scraps, the better. And I only want to use a full sheet of 12 by 12 for the background, like the full sheet. Other than that, I want to be using my scraps. So this is what I have managed to come up with. I like the idea of purple. This is going in our family album, not Jackson's album, so it can be a little more girly. I decided in my own mind it can be a little more girly, and I want to utilize this gold foil heart that is in this piece of pattern paper. So this is my starting off point. I want to apologize. This is probably being posted later in the day than normal, as I'm actually filming this on the day that it's due. I got so caught up with everything Crafting Maven and doing all the challenges, I kind of forgot my other responsibilities for my channel. So I do apologize about that, but I am going to get started, and I'll put you on fast forward. I'll also input the picture. There's not an actual picture, but I'll input the sketch for it, and then I can link you to the video. I don't think she actually took a picture of this one, so I'll search for it though. Okay, everyone, time to go on fast forward. Alrighty, so for this layout, I start with trying to follow the sketch almost exactly. So I originally wanted to use my scraps, and as I was digging to find the base piece of pattern paper, I pulled the Shimille and the Simple Stories. The one is the Shimille True Stories, the other one is Simple Stories Fancy That, or whatever it's called. And I was like, oh, these match better. And so, though I wanted to really use my scraps, I decided that I would dig into my newer paper, which again is fine. I haven't touched my newer paper because I have been working with my scraps. And basically all of September, I've just been dealing with scraps, with the exception of the base piece of pattern paper. So I'm deciding if I want to use kind of the plainer teal or flip it over with the triangle, but I decided with that piece of Shimille paper with the polka dots, that the more plain one, there is a bit of interest on that, but that would be the way to go. So I then decide how to lay out my photos. The one photo we're kind of in the corner. It's a square, like Instagram typed photo, and so I kind of trimmed most of it off by covering my other photo up with it. I then try to cut a couple strips of the green because I want to bring in that green striped, which is the back part of the the circle paper, polka dot paper. Wow, my brain. So I'm trying to follow the sketch, but what you're gonna see happen is I completely change my mind. So I keep trying. You see, I'm working it. I'm trying to make it work. This is one of the things, though, however, that I love about this series that Jen and I do. We are both very different scrappers from each other. I love her style. I adore her stuff. I don't quite scrap like that, and she's the same. Like, she doesn't quite scrap like me, which is why it's so fun when we do these layouts because they always turn out different. Sometimes we have some of the same elements to them, but they're so opposite. And I think we're a good collaboration for that because you can always get a different perspective on what we're doing. And so with this layout, it was one of those times where I'm taking this episode as with Shimille's basic layout, the one that we're being inspired from. I decided to take the inspiration with how much journaling she did. And I'm changing where I put my journaling versus where she put hers. And Jen is on her layout more does it towards making sure that her journaling there's a big nice chunk and space for her to do her journaling on the right hand side. I end up doing mine on the left, and you will see this. And so that's where my inspiration is coming from here. So you see I am finally like, this is not working. So I am going to just do my little fort thing. I don't really know what else to call it, but I call it my fort. So I do that on the top and the bottom, and I love the way that is. So I'm liking this. This is making me happy. I then flip that piece of polka dot paper, and I'm going to use it now as a background, like a backing for my photos. And then now, so I know I like that, but now I'm trying to decide where it's going to go. I keep trying at the bottom, thinking I'll have all that journaling at the top, but I'm not liking the idea of having journaling and then my photo. So I slide it up to the top, and I'm going to add my title right above the photos. And then this is basically where I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I want. And the rest of the layout takes me, with the exception of how long I write my journaling, the rest of the layout was a half an hour, if that. It was super fast after that. And that's probably including actually the journaling, so half hour after that. But this initial process, I probably spent a good 20 minutes trying to do it. It was frustrating. I was really trying to make it work, and it wasn't. So I went with something that I liked. I don't think I've ever done a layout quite in this style. So that was nice because it's something new, and it was all taken from the fact that I was just working with it, trying to make this still have a little bit of the original inspiration piece that we're working with, but it's now very much me. And I simply want to kind of highlight the fact that one of the words is why, and so I use one of these doilies I've had for quite a while, and I think I might have 3 left now, so it's good I'm using them. And the background paper does have a little bit of it's almost like a doily feeling to it as well, so I just slide that other one there just for added interest, and I will build some of my embellishments off of that as well. So the title of this layout is called This Is Why, and what it's talking about is why I scrapbook. So I give you the big long journaling and everything about it at the very end, so I'm not going to go too much into that today, but just hang on and wait till the end and it will explain everything for you. I'm going to work on the one section. I do embellishments in 3 places. So the one you're seeing me work right now, I add a tab that says my goals because I thought it was fitting. Like scrapbooking is a main goal for me. I love to scrapbook. It's my thing. So I put that there. I also add a fabric brad and a button and a little it's a feather, and I cannot think of where I got it from, but so that makes up that cluster with the doily, and then at the very end I'm sliding underneath it all. I slide a floral piece from the open book collection from Maggie Holmes. At the bottom you see that I did a tag that says love. That is from Crepe Paper's Kiss Kiss from this past Valentine's Day, and I'm super happy to use that because now I only have one of those tags left to use up, so that makes me very happy. I also add 2 little birdies and a little bit of a pink triangle there because I put pink in with that fabric brad, and I'm going to put pink at the top as well. And you can see that with that other little birdie, and then I put a little tiny pink heart at the top. I don't think it's reading very well enough for you to see it, but I do that. And then what I decided, that's my embellishment. Like, that's basically my layout. So now all I'm going to do is draw out all my lines. And at first I'm thinking I'm going to do the entire page, like I'm just going to write from one end to the other. But when I started to write it, I decided that wasn't how I wanted it to go. So I ended up just doing it on the left-hand side, and it's kind of left adjusted. I think that's the right word. But that's how it's going to be, guys. So this was a super fun layout. It definitely wasn't how I was expecting it to turn out, but I do love the way that it did turn out. So I'm proud of it. And that's it, guys. Go check out Jen's layout if you haven't already. And we will be back again in 2 weeks with another Lifted episode. Thanks, everyone. And my journaling's coming up next. Bye. Okay, gals, so my layout's actually done, but I thought I would actually read my journaling to you. If you're not interested in this, this is the end of the layout, so you're welcome to shut this off. Completely understandable. But what I wrote is, I know there are a lot of people who wonder why I love to scrapbook so much. Well, these two pictures sum it all up. I partake in this hobby because I want to document the stories of those I love and hold near and dear to my heart. As time fades, I won't be able to recall all the small moments that have passed us by. And though they may not be the most important story ever told, it's fun to look back and remember those times as well. The other reason I scrapbook is because it's just plain fun. There is a whole community that surrounds my hobby, and I have met amazing ladies who support and understand me and why I do have this crazy obsession over some pretty paper and glue. Okay, I could have written that better, sorry. And then it says, my one and only piece of advice I would love for the world to understand is that if you truly love something, then do that thing and shut out the comments made about it. That's what I do when it comes to scrapping, and it brings me nothing but joy, especially when moments like these photos were taken and my hobby has brought happiness into my family. And then it just says XOXO and my name, so Christy. And then just up here, it's saying that these photos were snapped one evening while I was busy putting away layouts. Jackson crawled up into my lap. Sorry, I have a cold. And just started pointing at the pictures. He would then look up at me and smile. So I just thought it was a great way to explain exactly what the photos are and then my journaling towards why I scrapbook. So this is my layout. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Make sure to go check out Jen's take on this week's episode. And again, this was all inspired by Shimille. So as you can see, completely different take on it, but that's all right. Thanks everybody. Bye.